What's up, my guys? And welcome back to the Wrestling Report Card. I'm your host, Cody, and as y'all know on this show, what I do is I take a wrestling show, I break down each match, I give it a letter grade. At the end, I tally them son bitches up, and I give that show its own report card. So today, we're talking the November 9th episode of AEW Dynamite. And for those of y'all that do know, I got a funky new little groove playing. I just want to give a shout out to my guy, OG Bobby. He has made every beat that I have used on this show so far, so I really want to shout out my guy down there in Houston. Anyways, we gotta go to the show, because not only do we start with a crazy 8-man tag match, in our main event, you got Bryan Danielson taking on Sammy Guevara in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and then you got Jeff Jarrett a week after his debut on AEW. He comes back, and ahead of their match at Full Gear, we hear from both MJF and Jon Moxley in some very dicey promos, and in probably the best segment that we've had in the AEW Women's Division so far. You got the returning Saraya announcing she's medically cleared after the years of injuries, and you got her and Britt Baker face to face ahead of their newly announced match at Full Gear. And there's no titles on the line here. These are just two ladies that want to whoop each other's ass. So without further ado, I'm going to plan to whoop this video's ass and not get to stuttering the whole time. So buckle up your seatbelts and let's get to grading. First up on the night in an 8-man tag, you got FTR teaming up with the tag team champs, the Acclaimed, to take on the Ass Boys and SwerveInOurGlory. And before we could even get this bitch started, down came Daddy Ass, who made a beeline towards Swerve, cause that dude took some garden shears to the hands of Daddy Ass, leaving him unable to scissor. Like, that's gotta be some kind of felony, my guy. Anyways, we get to the action, and did my eyes deceive me, or did the Ass Boys really try to hit the big rig onto the Acclaim? Like, who raised these guys? Next thing you know, you got Swerve flying off the ropes, and that was awesome and all, but Dax Harwood said, "Hold my beer," as he grabbed one of them Ass Boys and superplexed that bitch off the ropes back into the other 6 guys on the floor. Then, the Ass Boys got hit with the mic drop, followed by the real big rig, allowing the Acclaim and FTR to pick up the 1, 2, 3 in this crazy 8-man tag match. I'ma slap a B on that. What can I say? I was entertained. And even though Keith Lee and Swerve swear that they cannot get along, they can't deny that they have undeniable chemistry in the ring. Like, can't deny they have undeniable... I'm sorry, y'all didn't hear that. I have a GED. And if you don't know what that is, well, that means you probably got one too. Anyways, up next, in yet another groundbreaking promo from MJF, I swear, I thought he was going to say CM Punk's name. I was like, he's going to say, nope, he just said the press conference, the dreaded press conference. But yeah, Tony Khan, let's give this man the strap expeditiously, my guy. See how I used a big word there? Sound like T.I. Anyways, afterwards, Stokely Hathaway then got on the mic and gave us a promo claiming that MJF is just dick riding Jon Moxley. In fact, he's dick riding without a license. And yes, that was actually said on national TV when little Timmy was eating his dinner. Well, sorry mama, little Timmy's a wrestling fan and he's gonna hear some bad words. I know I did, and look at me, I'm a stand-up citizen. Anyways, I'm gonna give that a B+, man. I thought that was great. And once again, speaking of undeniable chemistry, I'm just gonna stay away from those words today. But speaking of undeniable chemistry, you cannot deny that Stokes and MJF just got that when they're on the mic together, especially when they at each other's throats. But hey, up next, in the first round of the #1 contender tournament for the chip, in my opinion, the most intriguing matchup was this one between Ethan Page and Eddie Kingston. With a history stretching over a decade, it's safe to say that these two are no strangers to each other. Well, after the history lesson and after the intros, we finally get this bitch underway. When we come back from the break, Eddie actually had Ethan Page tapping in the middle of the ring, but Stokely, doing what Stokely does best, did a great job distracting the ref. Ethan Page took advantage of a furious Eddie Kingston and was actually able to get the best of him atop the ropes, and he hit a nasty Avalanche Eagles Edge, and I don't care who you are, ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. I'm gonna give it a B. I'll give it a B. My only knock is that I wish it would have just went a little bit longer. Since we're doing another tournament on AEW and we do those kind of often, I just want these first round matches to feel like a little bit bigger of a deal, because that was the one I was intrigued the most on. But I can't dwell too long, because up next, you got the TNT champion, Wardlow, in action, taking on Araya Daivari. And I'm not gonna lie, I blinked, and by the time I looked up, Wardlow was kicking this poor man out of the ring after whooping that ass. After the match though, Wardlow grabbed the mic and called out the man who blindsided him, Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs came out, and speaking of blindsiding, while Wardlow was focused on the approaching Hobbs, boom! Samoa Joe took his title and smacked Wardlow over the back of the head with it before going on to choke him out. I'm gonna give this a B-. I mean, this is starting to get spicy, my guy. And if this does lead to a triple threat match between Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe, hey, we are feasting because that is going to be a slobber knocker, my guy. I tell you what. Well, up next, in the face-to-face, the long-awaited face-to-face, you got Britt Baker standing in front of Saraya, and eyes full of tears. Saraya let us know that after the time off, after the injuries, Saraya is finally cleared for in-ring action. She then said that AEW is her house now, which Baker actually took offense to, claiming that Saraya hasn't even laid a brick on the house in AEW. Baker was going on and on before Saraya cut her off, letting her know that she's been doing this. She's battled her addictions, her injuries, hell, she even got hit by a car and still wrestled the same day, my guy. Saraya has wrestled in front of MSG, the Tokyo Dome, and now she's just in front of an ungrateful bitch. Oh, she said it, she called her a bitch. Anyways, Saraya then let everyone know that at Full Gear, it will be Britt Baker taking on Saraya in her grand, glorious return. Now, of course, Baker tried to get a cheap shot in after all this, but Saraya got the upper hand, and by God, for the first time since she was paid, we're gonna have Saraya in action, baby. That's getting an A-, ladies. That was one of, if not the best promo that we've had out of the AEW Women's Division so far. Plus, I love the fact that there are no titles on the line in this, and I really hope that this puts the AEW Women's Division back on the map. Well, up next, we got Jay Lethal taking on Trent Beretta, and before the match, as Beretta was making his way down to the ring, Lethal got a cheap shot in as he took Beretta's knee right out from under him, which is perfect for Lethal and that figure 4 of his. Woo! Just as Beretta got in the match and started gathering momentum, Sanjay Dutton interfered, so Danhausen decided to run up and hit Sanjay right in his Duttons. However, when he turned around, there stood the 7'5" Satnam Singh. Danhausen tried cursing him, but it must have backfired because Singh just gave him a massive headbutt. All of this allowed Jay back in the ring to capitalize and hit the lethal injection to get the 1, 2, 3. After match, Dutton brought out the one and only JEFF, JARRETT. 1 week after making his shocking AEW debut, Jarrett got on the mic and started talking his shit like only he can. After taking a shot over at Braun Strowman and his little red skinny ripped jeans, he turned his attention over to Darby Allin. I guess the cameraman was sitting there telling Jeff Jarrett, the last outlaw, to wrap it up, and I tell you what, my guy almost got a guitar to the face because Double J wasn't having any of that. For the match and afterwards, I'm going to give it a B+. I really think Jeff Jarrett coming over to AEW has revitalized the career of Jay Lethal. Plus, it finally looks like, after getting some time to train, we're going to put the spotlight onto the giant 7'5" Satnam Singh. Well, after hearing from the challenger MJF earlier tonight, we now get to hear from the AEW champion of the world, Moxley. He comes down with William Regal, and first, he lets us know that MJF reminds him a little bit of a young Mox. Then he starts laughing at Max. Now he's laughing because Moxley finds it funny that MJF calls himself the devil. Moxley grew up, he didn't have the easiest of lives, he's done some terrible things, and he lets us know that he's seen the devil, he's looked him in the eyes, and MJF just ain't it, my guy. Basically, letting us know that he thinks MJF is just too soft to be the devil, and come Full Gear, Max better be ready to back up that mouth of his, because Moxley is bringing the violence, and the chaos, and probably blood. Probably lots and lots of blood. So let's be ready for that. Yeah, I'm going to slap a B on that. As we all expected, Moxley came out and served with that promo. However, y'all know Moxley is my guy. But come Full Gear, I am 100% Team MJF. Hell, I might even go out and buy me a scarf. Play with me. Now, after this, we get another trippy video from the Elite, but in this one, we also get the Full Gear logo, and just imagine, the Elite run out at Full Gear, and then CM Punk runs out. I know some of y'all are going to be condescending and just anti-fun, saying, Cody, that will never happen. But come on, my guy. CM Punk versus Kenny Omega will blow damn near every feud that we have going right now this year out of the water. But hey, don't worry. Back to the women's division. Up next, we got Jamie Hayter taking on Skye Blue. And all I'm going to say is that somebody need to check on old girl after that lariat Jamie Hayter hit her with. I tell you what, brother. She about had that girl walking around like nearly headless Nick around here. That's going to get a C+, and I think we're getting close to putting the straps onto Jamie Hayter. So here's what we do. Let's turn Britt Baker heel on her, and then let's push Hayter to the moon, Tony. But hey, that's enough talk, because it's time for the main event. Ahead of the Fatal 4-Way match at Full Gear, along with Jericho and Claudio, we have Sammy Guevara taking on Bryan Danielson in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And Sammy must not have known the rules of this match, because he grabbed a chair and launched that sumbitch straight at Danielson's face. Even though this did put him down 1-0, he was able to deliver a beatdown onto Danielson before the next match started. Now, with Danielson bleeding all over the place, Sammy quickly landed a nasty knee before hitting the GTAs, tying this sumbitch up at 1-1. So we start round 3 with an all-out brawl that left both men's chests beat red. Sammy went for the GTH, Danielson countered and went for his knee. Sammy countered with the walls of Jericho. Once again, Sammy went for the GTH, but Danielson countered and hit the knee. However, this time he spent a little bit too much time celebrating, allowing Sammy to regroup. When he climbed the ropes for a swanton, Danielson got the knees up and then just started raining down elbows before applying the label lock. Just as it looked like Sammy was going to reach the ropes, Danielson grabbed that other arm, and after like another 30-45 seconds, Sammy was out. He was out, and with the final score of 2-1, Danielson pulled out the victory in a banger over Sammy Guevara. For that main event, that's getting an A. I mean, again, that was a banger. And I'm going to say the same thing about Sammy Guevara that I say about Austin Theory. You don't have to like him, but you cannot deny the undeniable in-ring ability of those two guys. But hey, also with Bryan Danielson, whatever y'all want to call him, I hope we keep him on this push and he just comes in and wrecks everyone and leaves. Wait, is that one already taken? Whatever. Hey, as y'all know, I'm Cody. We got to the end of another episode. I appreciate you tuning in. But now that we got all the grades in, let's take a look at the report card. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B+, yeah, an 87%. I mean, what an episode. What else did you expect? With the build up to Full Gear going on, you just had everything coming at you a million miles an hour. Well, hey, once again, I appreciate everybody that does tune in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. That would be really dope. Also, you can get on here, like, comment on the video. It ain't gonna hurt you. Well, hey, I'm Cody. I'm signing off. I hope all y'all stay safe and have a nice day.